visiting sideline, their head coach. But certainly not the start they envisioned for themselves. Losers in 2 out of their first 3 games, including falling short last week. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer out of Colorado. It's Shedeur Sanders.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Right to the air goes Sanders. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. He was defended by Jamel Dean. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Here's Sanders. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Brings up a third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun, it's Shedeur. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Punt formation for the Browns. That's pulled in at the 32. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here comes the Steelers offense led by none other than Aaron Rodgers. His 22nd and what he says is his final NFL season.
I love this score during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks led to the loss. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 43-yard line. They run again with Dowdle. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And the move for Mike McCarthy is going to be to keep the offense on the field here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 16-yard line.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. To throw is Sanders. Left side, he's got the tight end, Fannin. And the Browns are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Judkins. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Quinshon Judkins, his third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Browns put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
Well, it certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Dowdle. And he'll rumble for about 5, or close to the 40. The numbers for him from a week ago: 9 carries, 56 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And he's complete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Throwing is Rodgers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, here's Shadur. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20+. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw now, here's Sanders. This is Boston. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Tillman motions to the left. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Right back to Boston. Another catch. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Malik Collins coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They run here with Dowdle. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
He'll get this one to Pittman. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
First down.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Mason Graham on the stop. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the Browns.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second and 7. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Rodgers.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Throwing now is Rodgers. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Pat Freiermuth. his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And oh, it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
15 yards on the play. That's good for
Sanders. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got back and short of the sticks.
He'll get this complete to Tillman. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
10 yards. And the Browns first down.
Throwing, Sanders. Open man, that's Fannin. And he's brought down.
12 more yards. That's another Browns first down.
Now Sanders. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Sanders to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. They'll give it to Judkins. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one.
At the 11-yard line.
Now 2nd and 3. Rodgers now to throw. Open man. There's Darnell Washington. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. So halftime is upon us on Thursday. Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, staying ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Mason Graham gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Now Rodgers. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run on the draw.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Tackles at the 27-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Pittsburgh.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
10 more there and another first down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, worthy adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone. That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Rodgers going to throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Left side here taken in by Metcalf.
And the Steelers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Johnson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Rodgers will throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. To throw is Sanders. Boston with a catch. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth.
And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Over the middle, he finds Boston. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 38-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Sanders. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Rodgers. That's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Rodgers now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now it's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
First down, Pittsburgh.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. You can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
At the 37-yard line.
Throwing is Rodgers. The toss here completed to Pittman. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Rodgers. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Here's Cameron Johnston now. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. We're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. So now the Browns down 14-7. A minute 54 on the clock. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. There's a short one caught by Fannin.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots, because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up, and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
On 4th down, here's the option.
And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
The Steelers offense and running back Rico Dowdle headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Steelers, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. Today, we have an all-AFC meeting between the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Welcome, head coach Mike McCarthy, and your defending AFC North Pittsburgh.
On the Colts sideline, that's head coach Shane Steichen. His guys got the win in London last week, certainly made that flight back much happier than it would have been otherwise. And on the home sideline, former head coach of the Cowboys for 5 seasons, it's Mike McCarthy. His guys more than motivated for this contest, ready to take the field here at home. With my buddy Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. This is Rigoberto Sanchez to get us started. And we're off from Acrisure. This makes it up to the 25.
The Steelers take over first.
So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. They're going to be led out by someone possibly playing his final NFL season. Still going in his early 40s. It is Aaron Rodgers.
Got to take that deep breath as a quarterback here, and you really do, Kate. Have to fight the urge to think you got to do this all by yourself, to try to beat this elite defense with just your arm and your brain. It's going to take everybody. That is, in my experience, the only way you defeat a group this good defensively is your collective. It's got to be better than theirs.
He's got a chunk here, about 14 yards before the stop is made. First down coming up.
When you script that first 15, Kate, and that first play is a run play, you can't do it better than that.
All right, first and 10, going heavy to the right side here, 3 tight ends. Here's Dowdle again. He's going to be taken down here, but not before the play gets him 12 big yards and a first down.
I don't think we're ever going to get away from the stat line of turnovers and winning that turnover margin being the biggest singular key in the NFL, Kate. But I'll tell you what, when you run for 100 yards plus, you win 70% of the time. They did a week ago with this guy, and he's off to an excellent start.
Rodgers to throw. Caught by Washington, left side. And he's going to get about 3 here, almost all of it on the catch. The defense was there immediately. Picked up a few on that first down play, so now we've got 2nd and 7.
At the 45-yard line.
On the counter, Dowdle. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Jarvarius Ward brings him down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now here's Rodgers. Stop is made after a gain of about 7. It's going to be enough for the first.
They call third downs money downs for a reason, Kate, because it takes everybody offensively to cash in. Excellent protection, set the table for the QB to get the completion and the yards necessary.
1st and 10. Here's a run to Dowdle. That's a nice running there on that 7-yard gain. Make it 2nd down. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here. What he was able to do in support of that win. 17 carries and just over the century mark in yards. Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. On the ground again with Dowdle. Ooh, and that was close, but they're going to have to get this on 3rd down now. Gain is to the 27.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
3rd down run with Dowdle. He's going to be stopped just a couple yards beyond the line, but that is still good enough for the first. Love the way they decided to keep the drive moving, Brock, pounding it forward, sending an early tone on this opening drive.
It sure does, both physically and then mentally as well, because you know and I know, successful run often leads to great play-action pass.
It's a sweep. He pumps the pass forward. They'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum.
The 21-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Got 4 on the completion, so still 6 ahead of him on 2nd down. Whiteout's getting involved in the ground game. And 2nd down only works out for a yard.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. It's Steelers ball as we return for the 2nd, and they have to be thinking points here. Now Rodgers on his 3rd and short. And the hit is going to break up the catch. Incomplete. A couple of defenders nearby, Brock, who actually could have broken that one up. That's going to bring up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
On 4th down, it's Rodgers. That finds Pittman, complete. And they are rewarded on 4th down. Play gets them 7. And this drive has new life as they pick up the first.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Shotgun give now to Dowdle. And they're going to stop him just before he can make it a 1st and goal situation, Brock. They got him at about the 5. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
2nd and 2.
Sure seems like running at a blitzing defense shouldn't work out too often, Brock, but right there it did nicely for him.
Yeah, football's kind of a funny game, Kate, because it could be super complex. Yeah. You get into a lot of language and a lot of detail, and then other times, like, just run away from the blitz. Just run away from it, and good things can happen.
Before that play clock can expire, Mike McCarthy finds an official and calls timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. the give to Dowdle. How about this? He can't even get past the line of scrimmage. No challenge for the end zone here. No, great read by the defense there. They attacked, and they found that runner quick.
You look up run blitz by a linebacker.
Yeah.
That is in the dictionary right there.
There it is. And this is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Michael Pittman Jr. getting home on play number 15 of that drive. Chris Boswell for the point after. Sent right down the middle and good. And they've broken this tie. They've taken a 7-point lead.
7, Colts, nothing. Chris Boswell, the kickoff work.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Ashton Doolin now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Colts sending their offense back out. There's the one ushering them to the field's coordinator, Jim Bob Cooter. This marks his 4th year as OC with the Colts, and it was actually Indy Brock who gave him his first NFL job as an offensive assistant back in 2009. Colts file out into formation. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, that is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Now Jones. It's caught. 1. Oh, he lost the football. And he's going to scoop up his own fumble, so the offense still in chase mode as they keep possession.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become 2, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Steelers and receiver Michael Pittman Jr. out and ready for their next series. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Second down, it's Rodgers. And this is going to end up an incomplete pass, partner, so that brings up 3rd down.
Kate, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just got ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
3rd and long for him here. And that one's going to fall incomplete. That forces 4th down.
Okay, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up. That can sure help to get yourself off the field with that 3rd down stop.
And it's a shorter punt. He manages to get it just beyond the 40 before it goes out. Great field position for them. The Colts with their offense out. Their 2nd drive coming up. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Motioning one of the tight ends. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Taken down at the 43-yard line.
We are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. To throw, here's Jones. This one's misplayed and falls to the ground. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Rolling left, buying some time, and he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker. And first down.
That is such a good play defensively. A play you could take a whole bunch of pride in, not only stopping the passing game, but the effort to get to the quarterback before he could scramble for the first.
For the Colts field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
Hanging close, and it does find that right upright. No good. And the deficit stays at 7.
Man, that is a sound every kicker dreads. I really thought it had a chance to sneak in, but instead, it's rejected by the upright.
As the Steelers go back out on offense, let's take a look at Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo. Lou in his 2nd season in this role with the Colts, following that 6-year run in the same role for the Bengals. To throw is Rodgers. He can't pull this one in. That's incomplete. 2nd time he hasn't been able to bring in a catchable ball. Keep an eye on that. It's 2nd down. Approaching the final minute here before halftime. Rodgers now on 2nd down. A throw right side finds Pittman. And give him about 4. Nothing beyond the catch. That hit got there quickly.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
To the air on 3rd and long. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3-and-outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
The Colts offense getting one final possession here in the half. With the time remaining, let's see if they can get this into field goal range. Only a half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. Jones looking to throw. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. He turns the shallow catch into something more. Give him 8 yards. That sets up 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Our trip around the NFL starts now. We begin in London, the Eagles and the Jaguars from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it's a man who could have a much bigger role here in year 2, Bashal Tutin. He's got a nose for the end zone, and he'll take it in 9 yards to pay dirt. The Jags with an important W. They didn't want to start 1-4, and they won't following their victory here. Meanwhile, let's check in on the Dolphins as they host the Cincinnati Bengals. And this is T. Higgins. He's going to run the deep route here and pull it in. 42 yards for the touchdown. Lastly, our editors have made the call. Who's our impact player from Week 5? Well, it's this man. And this is Dak Prescott. He's going to find his man here. This, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the night. The Cowboys move to 4-1, looking good as they get the win here. With that, here's a look at the rest of the action from around the NFL here in Week 5, the first weekend of October. Meanwhile, in our game, just 1 touchdown on the board. 7-0 is the score. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks for that update, Scott. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Got a 1-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Jones. Good work so far. He's got room. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
To the outside, Lawrence got it. Taken down, but not before he picks up 11 on the play. And it's going to be first down to Indianapolis.
First down, Colts.
Play action now with Jones. He gets it right back to him. It's Warren. And this one will get them into enemy territory. Hit and stop quickly, but the catch moves him to the 48. Jones now on first. And that last throw puts him up near 1,000 yards on this season. On the counter, it's Taylor. Down here after a gain of about 14 yards, it looks like. That's going to give them the first. Partner, I know we don't see this as much in this sports, but in the other one I call basketball, this feels like the perfect time to use a timeout because this defense is getting worked the last couple of plays.
Yeah, somehow, some way, you've got to interrupt this momentum. You've got to respond and stop the bleeding. Somebody on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Jones now to throw. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. Jones is hit. He fumbles it. And that bounces out before anyone can make a recovery. They're going to have this one inside the 10. Well, nearly the end of that series, partner. You could almost see those players rooting for the ball to bounce across that sideline before a defender made the recovery.
Yeah, sometimes that sideline's a player's worst enemy, but sometimes it can be their best friend, and this is one of those times where that best friend delivered.
That's good for 6 yards. They're going to have 2nd and goal now at the 3. So solid start there on 1st and goal, making some progress, keeping the pressure on this defense.
Yep, took away a lot of the cushion this defense had left, and now really running past both totally in play.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Slot man motioned over. Oh, surprise gift to the receiver to the goal line. And he gets in. Touchdown. Wow, how about the timing on that call? They catch him off guard, and it's an easy score on that wide receiver run.
That's exactly right. They crossed up the defense there, busted some tendencies. What a great call, and what great vision as a ball carrier. You don't always see that from wide receivers. That is a job well done.
Spencer Schrader on now for the extra point. Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. That ties things at 7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Wilson with a return here. He stopped on the run back at the 27. The Steelers and running back Rico Dowdle back out now. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Dowdle. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. Well, you've taught me, Brock. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
Yeah, the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. The coordinators love to dial it up.
This is Dowdle on 2nd down. He hits the lane for about 7. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Rodgers will look to throw. And they come up empty on that 3rd down. Would have been good for the 1st, but couldn't hang on through that hit. It is 4th down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
From their own side, they're going to go for this. They need about 2. They'll go for it. Rodgers. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
One way or the other, that was going to be a decisive play to break this tie. They thought that they could pick it up, no question about it, and build some momentum down the field. But how about a shout-out to that defense, now setting their offense up in great position.
All set to go now from the 35. Jones setting up the play action. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. Inside the final minute of our 3rd quarter. From the gun, Taylor. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
19-yard line.
On 2nd down, Jones. Now here he goes. And he's going to wisely get into the slide. Manages to avoid any sort of contact, but he did start it a little bit shy of what they needed for that 1st down. After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. We're tied at 7 apiece as we get ready for the 4th. Third and just 2 to go. Taylor trying to run for this 1st. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I don't mind that call at all, Kate. A little RPO there on a 3rd down situation, but they went to the run, and they just couldn't get enough.
Kicked well, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Wilson with a return here. And in the end, only able to get this up to his 25-yard line. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. The Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go with Dowdle on the run. Brought down there after a gain of about 14 yards. And that is good for Pittsburgh 1st down. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
Going to the ground again on first. And second down's going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards.
It's a loss of 2.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead,
and down he goes. The defense got to him right around the 26. And now it's going to be 22 yards for them to pick up on this third down.
It's now third
we talk so much about decision-making, and often it's the decision of where to throw it, right? Reading the defense, finding the right coverage to attack. But there's also great decision-making that comes with just getting rid of the football, just avoiding sacks. They are so detrimental. And that one, man, he ate up a ton of yards.
Look at that power, deep left side. And that one's not going to be caught. Could have extended the drive, but the defender timed it perfectly, breaks it up. That means it's fourth down. The Steelers set to punt it. It'll be Cameron Johnston doing the honors. He has it at the 22. And he didn't quite break it, but still an excellent return that gets him up near midfield.
Take over first and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The Colts ready to take the field. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, first and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up second and 5.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
On the draw, this is Taylor. And they're going to bring him down, but 8 was enough. They got what they needed. First down coming.
Receivers, their favorite moment is just to go up over a DB and make a play. And for these running backs, there is nothing that beats slamming right through a tackle and getting that first down.
First down, and they go right back to it. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
And understandably, they're happy to just let this clock run down to our 2-minute warning. Colts only up by a few. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They go again with Taylor. He's brought down. Play goes for, it looks like about 11 yards. And that's going to be good for a Colts first down. Okay, so they sent the blitz, but it almost seemed to backfire there, Brock. They ran through it for a pretty nice game.
Yeah, because there's a little boom or bust,
yeah.
Right? Is an offense, as a QB, if you see that and run away from the blitz, it can be effective like it was there.
And they get him for a loss. That's a big one, Brock, and might see them burn a timeout. The Steelers calling their first timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. That right there, exactly the type of havoc that a well-designed blitz can cause, Brock. Everyone's so busy picking up their rushers. That D-tackle cleaned up.
Sure did. He gets his one-on-one. He shocks him with those heavy hands, knocks off that blocker, and knocked down that runner.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Straight ahead with Taylor. He's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. It's a gain of 5, but they still need a bunch here on 4th down. Here's Spencer Schrader. A lot riding on this field goal try. It's a 39-yarder from the left hash. The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. So on now is Spencer Schrader for the Colts field goal from the left hash.
A 39-yard attempt.
Tracking for it, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
As much as that can help them breathe just a little easier on the scoreboard, it doesn't take away now any of the tension this defense is feeling. They're going to need to step up, come through with a stop right here.
Wilson with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Gets this to Bernard over the middle. He's brought down here, but they will take it 18 yards and a first. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
He'll look to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Charvarius Ward picks it off. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 17-yard line.
So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
He may have gone through some trials and tribulations, but Baker Mayfield has never lost belief in self, and that transmits to the rest of the team. When he's on the field, he believes he can move the ball against anyone, and so do his teammates.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just like that, it's a gain of 12. There you go, this offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
Throwing, Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. This one finds Austin outright. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So on 4th down, on is Riley Dixon to punt for Tampa Bay. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They run here with Rico Dowdle. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They run again with Dowdle. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
They need 12 here. It's third down.
Now it's Rodgers.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away.
Deep to return is Calvin Austin. On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
40-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Now, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this group, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
At the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And now Mayfield on the bootleg.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Emeka Egbuka, the intended receiver.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
You look at this Steeler defense.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now Mayfield. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Mayfield to throw it. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
To throw, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to him.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
A really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Mayfield. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Only a 3-yard loss there on the sack, but more importantly, it leads to a 4th and goal.
Chase McLaughlin for the Buccaneers.
And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now, after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section It says touchdowns instead of field goals, but they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
The Steelers offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. His numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he powers his way up past the 30. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
On the run, it's Dowdle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The Steelers at 2-3 here to begin the new season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Well, that'll be incomplete. But he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And in search of 8 yards here as they look to convert the 1st down.
8 yards to go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 29-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Here's Freiermuth again. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They run here with Dowdle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Right back to him on 1st down.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Working from the gun, Rodgers.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Touchdown. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Steelers 7.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell on now to kick this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Buccaneers offense heading out. You see their offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson. These guys trail here in this first half. And now they'll focus on trying to get some points on this upcoming drive.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Mayfield looks to throw.
The pass is caught by Cade Otton.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Mayfield now. He'll let it fly for Austin.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30.
29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Here's 2nd and 10.
Rodgers now to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
They approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Rodgers going to throw.
That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
Rodgers now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's complete to his tight end flyer move.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
First down.
Rodgers again now. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's 2nd and 3. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And again, it's Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Boswell's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 6 is here, starting to get a little bit of a sense who the contenders are and who the pretenders are. Let's hop in. Our trip around the league starts now. We begin in London. The Texans and the Jaguars in the final London game of 2026. And it's David Montgomery. He sees an opening and takes advantage of it, a 16-yard rushing touchdown. Next up, why don't we go to Foxborough and check in on the Patriots as they host the New York Jets. And it's the rookie 4th-rounder from Clemson, Cade Klubnik. A 14-yard touchdown pass. The Jets do, however, find themselves trailing at the half. Lastly, let's take a look at our Week 6 impact player thus far. A lot of candidates to choose from, but we'll go with this man. And
so time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw in that pickup.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
That's complete. Bernard. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
It's a gain of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. And that forces a 4th down situation.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
The Bucs offense and veteran Chris Godwin getting set for this next drive. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. They'll start on the ground with Irvin.
And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now, quick throw there is incomplete.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And all the way down to the 29. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 50 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Give them maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run.
And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Calvin Austin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And in the end, a Calvin Austin touchdown grab finished the drive off.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
68 yards rushing for him now as he's won it 11 times.
Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A-gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that, you're going to control an inside running game.
And he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Tell that again, coach. Look how my legs kept turning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big game.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
1st down, Pittsburgh.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Third down, trying to get a little bit closer. From here, the field goal would be 55 yards. Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Mayfield to throw it. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
That's good for a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind him can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Baker going to give it to Irving.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched. Oh, no, he lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Mayfield.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
It's a gain of 11.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Rodgers to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
The towels are waving. Steeler fans on their feet. It's 3rd down.
Now Rodgers.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers have just about sewn up this football game.
Even the most tenured quarterbacks can still get fooled from time to time. He clearly thought he had a throwing lane, but the defense shut it down and picked it off. I'm sure he's frustrated with himself, but I'm also sure he'll shake it off.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Mayfield. And he can't get a throw away. He's Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here now, a 3rd and 20. Now Mayfield. That's caught. It's Austin left side. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. We've seen him do this many times in green and gold. Now he'll try to do it in black and gold. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers down 13-10, 44 seconds to go. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Finding Pittman. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Steelers.
He'll look to throw. That's to Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 8, and defensively they'll say you can have that. They come up now on 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
One final try now for Rodgers. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty, and with that, the ball game is over. Fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something new.